Hello and welcome to the Arizona Wildcats show. I'm Michael Lev. I'm here with my buddy Zack Rosenblatt here at Arizona Stadium, where the Arizona Wildcats defeated Grambling 31-21 in the home opener Saturday night. You know, Zack, we talked last week about how the game really didn't go the way we expected. I think this tonight was
like ages ago.
It does feel like ages ago, and this was like tenfold of what we didn't expect. Yeah. What did you think of that first half?
It was just Arizona was flat in like all aspects of the game. They couldn't handle Grambling State's quarterback, Devontae Kincaid. He was just working their defense. They weren't tackling well. You know, Brandon Dawkins, his first ever start, he wasn't really executing the reads that you want a guy to come in and do that, but it was his first ever start, so there's going to be some rough patches. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe just how Grambling just looked more athletic. They looked more prepared, and they just looked like they came out with a plan and they executed their plan, whereas the opposite for Arizona.
Yeah, it was a disastrous first half. It was 21-3 at halftime. There were people tweeting about how it would have been maybe the biggest upset in college football history, how much money you could have won if you had taken
44.5 point favorites.
44.5 points. If you had taken Grambling with the money line, you could have maybe retired off of that bet. But things changed in the second half. I think one of the big factors was the quarterback you mentioned, Devontae Kincaid. He got hurt.
Yeah,
the replacement
changed the game, honestly.
It did. The replacement, Trevon Cherry, he did okay. Didn't pose nearly as big a threat as a runner.
As the game went on, they kind of figured him out.
They did. They obviously played better defensively. They had 6 takeaways in the first half, which was a huge point of emphasis, something I wrote about this week. Thank you very much.
Shout out to myself.
Yeah, offensively, they were better as well. They came out with some quick rhythm throws. Brandon Dawkins did a lot of damage with his legs. What did you think about his performance overall?
I think you could definitely tell that as the game went on, he got more comfortable. I think more than anything, he showed that the difference between him and Anu Solomon is that he has the running ability where it's a legit threat that he's going to run the ball. But the problem is, I don't think, even in the second half, I still don't think he fully proved that he's quite there yet as a passer. He had a really good pass to Trey Griffey that that gave them their first lead of the game, and I just think he just needs more experience. And you can see why it was probably Anu Solomon from the get-go.
Yeah, you can see the differences between the two. It's pretty clear. Even though Anu didn't play great in the first game, he's still capable, a better grasp of things. He's still capable of coming off that first receiver, finding a second and third one. It seemed like Brandon Dawkins, if the first thing wasn't there, tonight the second option was to run. And when he did run, I mean, he's a really good runner. I mean, he obviously has great speed. He's big. He's able to break tackles. So that adds a whole different dimension to their offense. But as far as being a polished and finished product, no, he's definitely not there yet. Finally, Zack, just kind of your overall takeaway. What does this mean as far as Arizona's prospects for next week for this season?
I don't think it looks good for their season, honestly. I mean, a lot of the problems that they had last week, I think they came out of this game with more problems, both sides of the ball. Their defense tackling was as bad as it's been. Rich Rod couldn't even come up with words for it. They need to come out against Hawaii, and I think they need to blow them out if they want to save the season. I mean, a win's a win in theory, but I think going into a game against Washington, which is going to be a tough game, and you have Utah, and you have UCLA, USC, Stanford, so they need to build up some momentum. I don't think they have any right now.
Yeah, I would agree. The word that Rich Rod did use to describe the tackling was gross. He said their tackling was gross. They definitely need to play a lot better than they did tonight. The competition's only going to get tougher. I agree with you. They need to play a good, clean game against Hawaii.
Both sides of the ball.
Yeah, to get ready for Washington, which is the Pac-12.
We don't know if Anu Solomon will be playing yet either.
No, we don't. That'll be fun this week, won't it? Anyway, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching the Arizona Wildcats show. This is Zack Rosenblatt. I'm Michael Lev. You can check out our work at Tucson.com. Thanks.